there, I'm Lalita from Let's Speak English, and in this lesson I'm going to help you break some bad habits, bad speaking habits. Hopefully we can stop you from being a little lazy at times with your word choice. There are so many interesting and intelligent ways of expressing your ideas in English. In fact, we are going to take a lot of these kind of dull, boring English words and replace them with better ones, more colorful, more impressive language. And one sure way to expand your vocabulary and sound more impressive as you use English is to use better adjectives, better descriptive words in your sentence. And you can train yourself to stop using really dull and boring adjectives, just like avoiding one little word, very. Very happy, very good, very bad. So let's get started with the first one. So instead of saying very happy, there are a lot of different ways to express this idea in English, isn't there? Overjoyed, thrilled, elated, ecstatic. So if you look at some of the examples, we should be able to make it a little clearer when we use when actually to use each one. So let's say she found herself pregnant. Instead of saying she was very happy, you could say she was overjoyed, which means she was full of happiness and joy. We could say she was thrilled, especially if she was really happy and excited too. We could say she's ecstatic or she's elated, and that's even stronger again. There's joyful excitement, an overwhelming feeling of happiness in a really positive way. So there are so many better ways and more meaningful ways to say that you are very sad. So let's look at that. The truth is that we can be sad for a lot of different reasons, and we can be sad in a lot of different ways. So devastated. So when his girlfriend left him, instead of saying he was very sad, you could say he was devastated. And when Sarah was not able to clear her exams, you could say she was disappointed. Then there are words like, there's several other great words that you can say, that you can use when you are sad. You might use ashamed or melancholy or crestfallen. So you're going to have so much fun with a thesaurus, but the trick with these new words is studying how they are used, making sure that you are using them accurately with the appropriate verb and preposition that they often get used with. And the second thing that you need to be aware is the context when they are used, because those nuanced meanings are ever so slightly different and makes one more appropriate to use than the other. So the best way is to practice them and is to write sentences using these words down so that you could write some words in the comments below, and I could help you correct them if they are wrong. Absolutely. So let's look at the next word. Instead of saying very good, stop saying very good. There are so many other better ways of saying very good in English. Amazing, fantastic, fabulous, magnificent, excellent, wonderful, splendid, exceptional, and of course, awesome. Did I say awesome already? So all these words are so similar, you can use them in almost any situation. So you could say that's a marvelous idea or an excellent idea. It was a wonderful day or a fantastic day. That was a splendid performance, or your performance was exceptional. Moving to the next word. Okay, brace yourself. We are going down again. We are going to think of some alternative for very bad. Can you think of any, because there are a lot of them? I'm sure some of the words are already popping up in your mind. horrible, terrible, awful, dreadful, atrocious, disgusting. So can you hear that stressed syllable in those words when I pronounce? I am exaggerating the stressed syllable to add emphasis and even more meaning. Horrible, atrocious. So you can do that with all adjectives, whether they are positive or negative adjectives, to add even more meaning. So it tasted awful. It tasted disgusting. So that smells disgusting. So that's how you use it in different contexts. Moving on. If you catch yourself talking about something that is very big, you can replace this kind of average adjective with a more sophisticated one like huge, enormous, massive, gigantic, monstrous. So we walked through a very big gate at the entrance. Very big? You could say massive gate. You could say gigantic gate. Monstrous, how do you use it? Some of the ships that pull in and out of the port near my house are monstrous, which means exceptionally large. Okay, moving on, very small. So when I was walking past these gigantic ships, I feel very small. Can you think of a better way to say this word? Okay, you could say tiny, minuscule, minimal, puny. So these are some of the words you could substitute instead of very small. So very dirty. Let's keep going. What do you think of that's very dirty? Maybe your kitchen or your dog after it's rolled in dirt. So instead of saying very dirty, you could say very filthy, unclean, soiled, unwashed. And the opposite would be spotless, immaculate, perfect. Okay, moving on, very pretty. And we can definitely improve on very pretty, can't we? I'm sure, absolutely certain that you have at least one alternative in your mind. Hopefully it was beautiful, but we can also say stunning, excellent, exquisite, gorgeous. She looks stunning in the blue dress. She was very pretty. Instead of saying very pretty, she looks stunning as she came down the staircase. And lastly, as we come off the high of very pretty, of course, we need to have a very ugly, right? So instead of very ugly, you could say hideous, or you could say grotesque, unattractive, unappealing. Now, obviously, I don't need to remind you again that these adjectives are extremely strong and negative. So please don't use them to describe people. That's awful. You could talk about big houses that are not tastefully built. You could say they are grotesque or hideous. Some of those statues there are hideous. Right. So with that, I come to the end of this video, and I'm sure you will use some of those words and avoid the very of it. So do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Let's Speak English. Thank you.